Is this thing on or how's it going? Well, hello and how's it going? Well, how's it going?
Hello, and how's it going? Hello, how's it going?
Well, how's it going? Well, how's it going?
Well, no, sorry. Well, how's it going?
Well, how's it going? I'm here with you. I looked at you and I started
I was
laughing.
going to say good.
Well, how's it going? I'm here with Christian and Madison, and we're back.
We are back.
We're back, baby. My phone vibrated.
Try not to laugh.
How's it going? Welcome back. Episode 24, Real Estate Wrapped 2025.
Well done, man.
So weird.
We're here with Benjamin Kenneth Spiteri and Christian, no middle name,
I
Karamat.
do have a middle name, actually.
Oh, I just assumed.
Why would you
You didn't.
assume?
Ivan?
No.
All right.
You got it.
What's your middle name?
You got the reaction out of it. I want to see if Ben. I don't know.
I
Ben
should
knows
know it.
Ben.
We've had this conversation before.
We have.
And
You
I
should
think
know
you
it.
actually called me out and said you're a bad friend because you
I
don't
have
know it.
done, correct. I wonder if Macaulay knows it. Producer Macaulay, surely you know it.
Can you give me the first letter?
T.
You've told me.
Thomas Sons. Yeah,
Thomas Lav.
Thomas
Yes.
Slav. Yeah.
There we go.
Do I get a lolly?
You
Trivia question.
can have one if you like. It doesn't bother me.
What's mine?
I don't think you have one either.
I do.
I don't know your middle name.
Page. There you go. We learned something new about each other today.
No, we all knew Ben.
Well, I only know Ben's because I call him Kenneth Spiteri.
and it's become a recurring.
And it's
joke.
become a
It's
recurring
become a
joke.
recurring
But it's
joke.
even better when you say it with your lisp. Kenneth
Oh, for God's sake.
Spiteri.
All right. Can we actually get onto the topic here? 2025. This is our last podcast of the year, and we're wrapping it up.
Yeah, we're doing a wrapped episode.
We thought in the light of the Spotify Wrapped that
We're all
came
going to
out this
share our
week.
Spotify wraps.
Oh, we actually should.
We're going to wrap it. Wrap
What?
25 up. 2025.
Yeah.
Macaulay's giving us weird hand actions. I don't understand the point of what he's doing.
No,
right
no,
now.
he's cooking.
Let him cook.
he's
He's got the
work-
microphone. You got something to say. Say it.
Hi, Macaulay.
Macaulay reveal.
I'm helping wrap up the year.
Thanks, Mick.
Okay, thank you.
We appreciate
Thank you,
your
sir.
assistance.
We have mentioned Macaulay a few times on this podcast. Tonight's his night where he's finally involved, replacing producer Dom for the
He's
night.
been waiting for this moment.
I know. For those that don't know or don't remember, that's Madison's brother-in-law.
Yep, that's all he is
That's
in this room.
Yeah. He's not friends with any of us or anything
Yeah.
like that either.
Who is unwrapping the first gift?
Hang on, are we
Oh,
sharing our
oh.
Spotify wraps or not? I was kind of half joking. I
Oh.
was serious. Do you want to?
Oh,
I
mine's
actually
just
don't
Drake
know
every
mine.
year.
My top podcast was How's It Going, I will say.
Yeah.
Mine wasn't.
Mine actually
Macaulay's
wasn't
was.
either.
Macaulay was in our
And it was Sam from our office. It was his top
podcast.
podcast.
shout out, Sam.
See, I don't.
It was
I
Nick's top
listen to it, but I wouldn't say
podcast.
it's my most listened.
I
to
refuse to
podcast.
listen to it, guys.
That you're not meant to tell people that.
I just hate the sound of my own voice. It's a really good podcast, but
Yeah,
I'm on it. So.
I listened to it once, but we've only had 24 episodes in the year, so
I listened to
other
6.
podcasts I listen to more.
Yeah, fair. That's valid. That's a good point.
I actually turn it down, like mute it and play it on my bedside
Couldn't
table
you just scroll
just
it
so
to
it
the end?
plays. No, I don't think it
No,
counts.
I don't think it
Doesn't
counts.
work.
I don't know. I think they go by, they count your top one by
Yeah.
total listening.
Gotcha.
You're the
Okay.
reason my algorithm's so off.
Whoa. Anyway,
Wow.
moving on, because let's not share our Spotify wraps after all that. We thought it'd be a good idea to round out the year. So just do a bit of a summary. I'll do a bit of an economic wrap up, bit of a review
Yep.
of the year that has been. And Ben and Maddie will talk you through a bit of a property market kind of wrapped.
Yep.
And if I'm bothered to do the editing, I might even actually do a podcast wrapped. I haven't told you guys this. I thought I'll
Oh, that's fun.
do a bit of a
How
depends.
many arguments you and Ben had, how
You've
many
mentioned
trivias
it.
we
You've
did.
mentioned it now. So
That's
you're
why I did it,
pressing
because
yourself to
you-
do it.
Correct. That's why I did it.
I'm
'cause
waiting
if it's
now.
mentioned on the podcast, then people are going to expect it, and it's going to actually give me a kick in the ass
That's
to
good.
do it.
But is it like how many times? Blah, blah, like what's
Well, we'll discuss what metrics we use if we
the?
like.
Oh, okay.
But we'll I'll try and make it funny. We'll see how
Okay.
we
I'm keen.
go. Would you guys like to go first, or would you like me to go
Kick
first?
us off, Mads. Oh, you reckon? Yeah, no, Kaz, you go.
Yeah, warm us up a
It's the
bit.
first time you call me Kaz on the podcast.
Kaz.
Kaz,
I do get called Kaz quite a bit.
I've never heard it. Kazakhstan.
he's a keeper.
He's a keeper.
Kaz
the keeper.
This podcast evolves so quickly.
So
every
many
single time.
things.
Anyway, 2025 in terms of the economy was a bit of a shit show, for lack of a better phrasing.
Well, what happened this
In the
week?
sense of it was up and down like a yo-yo, really. This week, we're recording this on Thursday, the 11th of December. 2 days ago, we had the RBA meeting, the last one of the year, and they kept rates on hold, much to everybody's expectations. So no shocks or surprises there.
Yep.
It really has been up and down like a yo-yo this year. So to start us off, the first sort of quarterly sort of update we had was back in March. The 12 months leading up to March, trimmed mean inflation, which is the one where they factor out all the cyclical things, the temporary short-term shocks. Yep. The main metric, the trim mean, that got down to 2.9%. So we started the year getting back into the target band for inflation, which if you had a mortgage was cracker. It was the lowest level that trimmed mean inflation had been since 2021.
Massive cut.
So we started off strong, which is good. By June, it had fallen even further. The trimmed mean inflation fell to 2.7%, and headline inflation, which is just the overall metric, fell all the way down to 2.1%. So,
dumbing that down, what did that directly mean for the consumer?
It just meant that the war on inflation was well and truly won, and it was looking like it was trending down further. And when inflation is trending down like that, and it's within the RBA's target band is between 2 and 3% for inflation.
And so well within that.
Yeah. So when you're within the target band, and it looks like it's dropping even further to the bottom end, that prompts the RBA to drop interest rates more. So the first half of the year started great. From there, we also saw the most recent rate cut that we had. Everyone said there was going to be more by the end of the year. Hasn't happened, obviously.
I think if we went back to our mid-year podcast, weren't we discussing like 2 or 3 by year's end?
Yeah. We had a couple this year. The most recent one being at the August meeting, where they brought the cash rate down to 3.6%. And it's stayed there since, unfortunately. The September quarter is where it all kind of started to unravel. That was when we basically had a very unexpected spike in inflation. All the forecasting predicted that it was going to remain pretty steady towards the end of the year, but it basically had a spike.
Yeah, it took off a little bit.
So the September quarter, headline inflation spiked all the way back up to 3.2%, and the trimmed mean inflation, which is the important one they look at, jumped to 3%. Wow. 3 being the top end of their target band. So if it blows back out the top of the target band, that's not a good thing. Look, at that point, it wasn't panic stations just yet, for the record. The RBA wasn't sounding the alarms or anything like that at that point, but not good.
Looking at it closely.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the thing that did, as soon as we hit September, everyone started saying, look, there's probably not going to be any more rate cuts for the year. You can't, with inflation going back up again unexpectedly against the grain, you can't cut rates further. You can't. It does not work. What else have I got written here? The RBA did mention they think the large jump in headline inflation was likely being driven by higher electricity prices following the partial unwinding of household rebates, price increases in more volatile items like fuel, and obviously the higher underlying inflation. In their November statement on monetary policy, the RBA forecasted that by December 2025, headline inflation would increase a little bit more to 3.3%, and that underlying inflation would increase to 3.2%. That's where they sort of predicted we were going to be at this point.
Yep.
Which we don't have the data to support whether that prediction was correct or not yet. But
where is it looking like it's going to fall, do you think?
I don't know. It's hard to say. Look, the RBA,
that's not a measure.
That was a month ago, that forecast. So I'd say it's going to be probably on the nose.
They're on it.
But ultimately not good. They're predicting that at this point now, when we're recording, we're going to be back above the target, which is not good.
Which indicates a rise.
It indicates, I'm getting there, spoilers,
Sorry.
but they're basically predicting that underlying inflation will actually remain above the target of 3% right up until the second half of 2026.
I guess you've got Christmas and people are, chilling on holidays.
It
came at a bad time.
Yeah.
Yes and no. So remember I said there's headline inflation, which is just the main CPI measure, and then there's trimmed mean. And trimmed mean aims to remove temporary and cyclical spikes and drops. That includes things like the spike in Christmas spending.
Yeah.
So it's more the underlying inflation they're worried about. And they're saying that's not going to be back within the target band until the second half of 2026, which is not good.
Rope in the spending, guys. Rope it in.
Yeah. So not
Seriously.
Good in terms of, we started the year off quite strong with the economy. Things were, the war and inflation looked all but won. And unfortunately, we've had a bit of a late comeback from inflation. It's not what we want to see.
She's come back hard in the second half.
She has.
Of course, it's a she.
It's almost it's giving Liverpool in Istanbul. It's not looking good, Brett.
So prediction then for the next 12 months from your perspective?
I will get to it. I've got a couple of things more.
Sorry.
whoa,
I'm asking. I'm
sit
asking the
down.
hard-hitting
Sit
questions.
down.
I know. The other thing, obviously, that in terms of a macroeconomic point of view, the RBA also closely monitors unemployment. That one has remained more or less steady. March quarter, it was sitting at 4.1%, went up to 4.2% for June. September, it was at 4.5%.
Oh, okay.
But that's not big. That's still considered very low.
Very low. I think they're very happy with that.
So the RBA, they predicted in their November statement that will finish the year at 4.4%. They're saying that all of the leading indicators are pretty much pointing to a broadly stable outlook and that there is still quite a bit of tightness in the labour market. So tightness in the labour market means lots of job vacancies, low unemployment. So basically you have, when people want to find jobs, there's plenty of vacancies that will take them. The tightness in the labour market means that the supply and demand are very close together, hence why tightness.
I have heard that from friends in the job market.
Yeah,
it is. It's hard out there.
Yeah, it's pretty full on. Economic growth is the other key metric that they obviously look at. That has pretty much been in line with RBA expectations. That's gone pretty much the way everybody thought it would right through to the end of the year. So for the June quarter, the GDP growth, we had 0.6%. It brought the year end. So the GDP growth, they tend to measure on a year end basis. So to the financial year's end in June 2025, we had economic growth of 1.8%, which is fine. There's nothing really much more exciting to say about that.
Yep.
They expect economic growth to continue as forecasted, tipping 1.9% for the next year too. So overall, economic growth metric has pretty much remained in line with what the RBA sort of thought. It's not bad. It's still a little bit subdued, but that's mainly due to sort of global economic uncertainty. So you remember we spoke about in some of our previous updates, a lot of the uncertainty around things like trade wars and tariffs and things like that. Those things are still subduing the overall economic outlook for the wider global economy.
They haven't finalised anything with that, really, have they? It's still sort of up in the air.
It's all still going crazy in that sense. Long story short, the economy is doing okay. You had to sum it up in a very simplistic terminology. Inflation obviously has spiked, but it's still considered to be. It's not running away again. It's still more or less under control as far as the RBA is concerned. It's not like a runaway inflation situation like it was before, but they need to be careful. Those rate cuts that we were all promised, which I helped market on our podcast, have not come to fruition, unfortunately. The labour market
hopes and dreams.
Yeah, I've dashed all of them, haven't I? I'm sorry. I've got everyone's hopes up. But yeah, the labour market is still performing quite strongly as well. Low unemployment, overall tightness, which is what you want in the labour market. Economic growth is pretty steady, despite all the concerns over trade wars and tariffs that I've written in my notes that the D-Man has brought about this year. It's like Voldemort. He will not be named.
The D-Man.
Yeah. So overall, we're looking pretty good heading into 2026. In terms of notes, some of my notes and thoughts and predictions, to your point, don't hold your breath for any more rate cuts this side of 2027.
Wow. A whole another 12 months.
Well, if the RBA is saying that they think trimmed mean inflation is not going to be back within the target band until the end of 2026, the earliest I can see us getting another rate cut will be second half towards the end of 2026.
I was going to say, should we like a little bit of gambling here? Should we all pick a month that we're maybe going to get one and see?
I'll predict a rise. I'll bet on a rise.
That was my next point too.
Oh, okay.
I was going to say it's highly likely that we might even see a hike sometime in the first half of 2026, depending on just how runaway inflation ends up becoming and how stubborn it proves to be. If it sort of sits where it is now, it stays just above the target bands, we probably won't see a hike. But if it goes up anymore, I can almost guarantee we'll get a hike.
When's the first meeting in 2026?
They don't meet in Jan, Ben.
As far as just confirming.
Yeah, I don't think he said
so.
January.
Prediction while we're on.
I think. Look, I'm hopeful that then it's not going to be a runaway inflation situation. Which, if that's the case, then we shouldn't get a hike.
Won't get a hike 2026.
I don't think so.
Okay.
It's really hard over this time of the year because we're not going to know until February.
No.
When the RBA start publishing more data over that period, especially because we don't have the December quarter data either. And that's what they're going to base the February meeting on. I'll know more in the new year and I'll come back to you. But
just sit tight at home, guys, over the Christmas break. Just,
stop spending money.
Stop spending money. We don't need to shop. We don't need to go for dinner.
No more avocados.
Let's just sit at home and do board games with the fam and sit tight.
Well, you got to buy the board game.
No, you're only allowed to play it if you already have it.
Oh, no. Not good for households who only have Monopoly. We're going to have the divorce rates are going to spike if we take Madison's advice.
I've never played.
She's going to be bleak. You've never played Monopoly.
Oh,
Oh, you
what?
don't watch movies and never play Monopoly.
No.
You are.
What do you
I've
do
got
for
a
fun?
lie.
Do you sit at home staring at the walls for fun?
I've got
I
a lie.
We'll have to play next year.
Imagine,
We'll have to do
we
it.
could do that.
And Monopoly
How's it gone,
live
Monopoly
stream.
session?
Oh,
Yeah.
what? 3 hours of
Or live stream.
capitalist.
It relates to property. You buy property, you buy houses, you build
We
hotels.
play every day. Oh, we're not the ones buying it. You know,
I
kinda.
know where you're going with that.
Kinda.
That's a bit bleak. Like, sorry.
Yeah, it's not a good outlook.
Yeah.
I also added a note in there. So, in theory, if the RBA is going to keep a tight monetary policy and not loosen like we thought they were going to, in theory, that should also quell some of the growth that we were talking about in the property market. You guys obviously have more insight on that, I'm hoping, but
Yeah,
I
hope it's a
personally-
strong word.
I don't think that'll be the case. I think the issue that we have with the property market, as I've said a million times, it's an issue of there is just not enough
Shortage.
supply to meet the demand. So no matter what the RBA do, I don't think it's going to stop the runaway train that will be the property market. I think shit's still going to go kind of crazy.
Well, Christian, just in that phrase, just then you've summed up these whole 4 pages.
Yep.
So
Pretty much.
off we
I'm pretty good
go.
like that.
Considering
It's
they're things that really directly affect each other and correlate.
Yeah.
They don't at the same
not
time.
as much as they
Mhm.
should anyway.
No. Like the demand, you're right, is going to be through the roof next door.
Mhm.
You've got
Yeah, you throw,
sorry, next year.
Next door's demands through the roof.
You throw in things like, for example, the government scheme we've spoken about, that
Oh.
expansion. We're only just now starting to really feel the effects of that. It's really ramping up now.
It is.
Um,
Sydney is very much feeling it.
Yeah. So
from what
I think even though the RBA is probably going to tighten monetary policy because of the inflation issue,
it's not going to.
it's not going to affect the property market as much as it should anyway.
Yeah. Not in the way that they wanted to.
No. Look, I mean, we saw it last time. We had the craziest rate hike cycle we've had in decades, theoretically.
And all the
With how-
push
and-
drive prices up.
Well, the property market still didn't go down. It still
Yeah.
went up.
Yeah.
So even in one of the most vicious rate hike cycles we've ever seen, the property market still went up.
It seemed to
It's just
do
nothing
almost
stops it.
The complete opposite, and it drove up demand with less
Correct.
supply.
Correct, because in theory, when the RBA is jacking up interest rates, it should quell demand for housing because it makes borrowing money more expensive.
Didn't.
So simple economic theory is that should quell the demand. It didn't because
No.
there's just not enough supply. You can quell demand all you want, but if there's not enough supply to meet it, it's not going to matter. So
I think it made it harder too because rates were so low. Like people were joking that it's so cheap to borrow money.
or it
Free.
was.
Yeah, it was.
It was.
Yeah.
Back at the lowest point we hit, you could get fixed rates for like 1.6%,
Yep.
which is
Oh,
just
bring it back.
I remember kicking myself because I fixed at 1.9 something.
You
thought
poor
made a
thing.
bad decision.
Thought I
You
made.
poor thing.
no,
mate.
mate,
What was
yeah.
it? What was your steak's too juicy, my lobster's too bad.
Oh, believe me, it slapped me hard when it went from 1.9 to 6%.
No, 100%.
Yeah, well, that's it for me. I've got nothing else to add. It's pretty. Look, the the executive summary of all of that wasn't too bad this year in terms of the economy. Ended up being a bit of a comeback from inflation, which is not what we like to see.
Just a bit of a meh.
Well, I wish I was a
Yeah.
bank.
I think we all do.
Honestly, it doesn't matter what the economy does; they're making record profits anyway.
Yeah,
So
Mate,
doesn't matter. And Macaulay's over there chuckling like, yeah, no worries.
Macauly works.
No,
For-
don't
for-
throw him under. Don't throw
We
him
can't
under.
say we're not going to say
No.
which bank he works.
I was
for.
just going to say for the big four.
I work for the How's It Going podcast.
Yes.
I was just going to say for the big four
He works for one of the big four. He does. We can
Yeah.
say that.
in the Matrix.
Oh, he's going to add
And-
something else. What's he going to add? What's he going to add?
Do you think the power rebates is a response to the rising inflation?
As in, you mean the how they've wound them back?
cancellation of it, yeah.
No, I think it's just the government. Any kind of government
Realised enough
rebate, and
handouts.
it's not that there's always a time frame on them in sense they budget. So it's a set budget and a set time frame, and then when they get the end of it, sometimes they just don't renew it because government politics.
They've got nothing
So-
left.
I don't know if I'd say. I don't know if I go that.
Piggy bank is empty.
I think it's just a case of governments playing bureaucracy. They just didn't see the value in continuing the rebates realistically.
Didn't get enough votes from it.
On the theme of the government stuff, you mentioned there's 2 inflation types, the headline and what's the other one?
Trimmed mean.
Trimmed mean.
Trim meat.
Has the outcome of the 5% deposit schemes been included in the trim mean statistic or the headline? Because I'm sure that's playing a part too.
Macauly, bring your chair around, mate. Go around.
Funnily enough, the housing market's a really funny thing in terms of how they measure it in inflation. When they calculate the basket of goods, housing only makes up one portion of it, right? And it's all percentage driven and it's averaged out across a basket of goods and it's weighted accordingly. So the housing market, as much as it could go crazy, it doesn't impact the inflation metric as much as people think it does. If you look at it obviously on an overall dollar value in terms of what it contributes to the economy, very different. But when you're comparing it to just the only thing the inflation metric is trying to measure is the average increase of goods across the economy. So if the housing market did 10%, but every other product only did 2%, they're gonna even it out. So to your point, in theory, yes, it is captured within that, but I don't know if I'm not super well versed on what they actually trim when they do trimmed meat. It changes depending on what's happening in the
I
economy.
only hear trim meat.
I'd
because I'm
almost
so keen for
potentially
Debbie's
say
one.
there's probably not enough data yet
There wouldn't be
to
yet,
back
no.
it up because it is still very fresh. And correct me if I'm wrong, there's only a certain amount of places for it as well.
The latest scheme, it's stupid amounts. Like they're not going to fill up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like the last 2 years, they haven't.
I just
filled
more
up and
meant from a
they've-
measurable perspective. They could say that X have been issued or stuff like that. But
Well, the problem
Yeah.
is it's also very hard to quantify how much that particular
Exactly
individual
has
factor
done.
contributed to a jump in
yeah,
prices.
true.
So
Very true.
to answer your question, Macaulay, it is encaptured in the inflation metric in some capacity. Doesn't have that much of an impact as what you would think.
Yeah.
All right.
Kick us off with the market wrap from a
Market
property perspective,
wrap
Mads.
up.
Chicken wrap.
Chicken wrap. Dwelling values in Illawarra resumed growth in 2025. As of August, the median dwelling price surpassed $1 million, a milestone that we have not seen since 2022.
That one did get advertised. I remember that popping
Yeah,
up.
Hell yeah, brother.
It's the agent's fault.
it is.
Yeah, it is. It's our
You've got to
fault.
blame someone, and it's
Yeah,
always going to be
exactly
us. Like,
right.
just let it happen.
Low hanging fruit.
Got to cop something.
Low hanging fruit.
Did you guys take it a bit personally?
No, I'm just like,
Ben clearly did.
no, I was just joking. Like I felt like that was.
Honestly,
that
on
every second
every
comment
Mercury-
on Facebook or whatever. Oh, that we get hammered on.
Yeah.
We should go through some
It's-
of the.
It's the scummy
get
agent.
comments.
We
Yeah.
should do that. If we get
Yeah.
time at the end of this episode, are you still timing?
No,
Oh, we didn't turn the timer on.
No. that's all right.
20 minutes? Cool.
We're at 20.
Keep it
Okay,
kicking.
cool. If we get time at the end of this episode, we had a reel that blew up and went crazy viral, and we've got
Yeah,
some crazy
some good
comments.
comments.
Oh,
I
we
Or
wouldn't
do we
mind
save those
touching on
comments for next time we do?
I think
Property
next
horror
time. I think that's a
stories.
good one.
I
I
just
think
feel
the
like it's
Reddit
fresh.
comment-
Do we just keep it fresh? Why don't we just film a little quickie episode?
Oh my god.
Like, I did not mean to say that. I'm
Madison,
so
I don't want
sorry.
to film a quickie with you.
I want to film a little quickie episode that we can just put out as a bonus ad.
I just really wanted to rap. But anyway, over the course of 2025, the
2025.
region has recorded 6% annual growth in prices, with some suburbs especially
Suburbs.
strong,
Suburbs.
seeing especially strong increases. Sorry.
So 6% annual growth across the Illawarra region.
Yep.
Then a kick in the teeth.
Yep. Talking about median sales price for units and strata title dwellings, we are sitting at about 715,000.
So that encompasses not just units. That's
I think that it does. I think that the data's maybe
So-
not very clear when they say strata title dwellings.
well, that would include things like townhouses.
Yeah, which I don't think. I really think off 715, it would surely have to be units. We're seeing some
it
townhouses.
could include everything, but in theory, think about how many more units there are compared to townhouses.
Yeah, and
They're gonna-
strata title duplexes
And
as
if you're
well.
doing a median price as
Yeah.
well, it's, yeah.
All right.
No,
Sorry.
that's okay. Total listings are down.
Oh,
As
we do talk
mentioned.
about that one a fair bit,
Yeah,
but they're
listings
even
are down.
they're down even lower.
like from the start of the year to now, they've gone
from the
they've
start of
dropped.
the
Oh,
year, from about 1560 earlier in the year to now sitting in the mid 1300s.
And just in Wollongong Greater region, we came down, honestly, in just a week. We were at 760. Today we hit 678. Not talking about Illawarra,
Yeah.
that's just Wollongong Greater region. So as we're leading into Christmas now, they're either fight or flighting,
Yeah.
take it off, relaunch into the new year. So
That's
we
common though, isn't it?
correct.
It's-
Correct. It is. It is.
And you're
common
also
this time of
getting
year.
you're going to get a big influx on Boxing Day and things like that. That's a really high traffic day on realestate.com.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah. apparently.
Statistically, it is the highest
like new listings, you mean?
clicks. Well, no,
Oh,
from
sorry, all
realestate.com's
traffic.
highest
Wives are
traffic.
asking their husbands for
So
new
then-
houses for Christmas,
so
and they
then-
don't get them.
They've just hosted the in-laws for Christmas. The
Yeah.
wife
House
aren't
is too
happy because the
small.
mother-in-law's making comments. We need a bigger house. The cousins can't
They're
all
driving me crazy.
So, yes, the data's there to back
Christmas,
that up.
Christmas lunch has its impacts, huh?
Exactly
You
right.
can't wrap a house and put it under the tree, so just look for it the next day.
If you're not trying hard enough, you can.
Yeah, true. I'll tell my husband that one.
Sorry, Nick.
Tight supply is translating into stronger buying competition. Days
Okay.
on market are relatively
Low.
Low?
I think I had the next one. I had that the average days on market in certain suburbs. One of them, for example, was Tarrawanna, Fern Hill, Fairy Meadow was 26 days.
Beautiful.
Not an extremely high demand area,
No.
but then you go to Woonona and it's closer to the 40-day mark,
Yeah.
but obviously
Higher prices
Exactly
take
right.
longer to sell.
Town's
Exactly.
the place to be.
Yeah,
Not wrong.
Wootowne.
Rental market remains under pressure. Look, you didn't have to be an economist to work that one out. Yeah.
I actually saw it on, I think it was the Today Show this morning. There's a lady in Bundaberg. Obviously, this isn't Illawarra specific. A lady in Bundaberg who has gone homeless and she's paying $680 a fortnight for a powered camping site. That's how desperate people are getting.
So $340 a week.
Yeah, for a powered campsite. Yeah. So even the demands are
For a
very
block of
high.
dirt with a
For a block of
PowerPoint.
dirt with a PowerPoint.
Yeah.
So that, I mean,
See-
they're taking advantage as well. It looks like these
But I feel
short-term
like that's
accommodation.
normal. I feel like that's what you would pay for a powered site. But I mean, I'm not condoning, like I feel for that lady, but
Yeah.
I mean, as in,
Okay, there you go. I
don't
thought
think
it was a bit of
that's-
a raw.
I could be wrong.
But in
I don't-
Bundaberg, like you can buy a house for $168,000, let alone a campsite for $300.
I reckon if you went down to Taroji Caravan Park, you're not getting a powered site for $360
Let's look it up.
a week.
I want to know. Macaulay,
Macaulay, look into that
stat
while
check it, please.
I didn't mind that next one. I'll leave that to you, Mads. The corridor.
The corridor.
Corridor. Where did I write the
The bottom.
Oh, yep.
Macaulay, you just when you find it, just butt in.
Just butt in, Macaulay, when you find it. The corridor between Kiama and Shell Harbour is among the strongest performers in 2025, driven by lifestyle demand and ongoing interest from buyers relocating from metro areas, which is, we're seeing that a lot. We're seeing metro people coming down, wanting areas in the Marina, Kiama, Osti, Wootowne,
Marina.
Thirroul, all those leisurely lifestyle suburbs.
Fucking Shell Cove Marina.
It's gone off.
Yeah.
I get hearing
Core areas around Wollongong that you would identify as blue chip or coastal suburbs continue to attract strong demand.
like the Troji camping grounds.
Taroji
Yeah.
camping grounds. No, I feel like that in particular one area would be East Woonona.
Yeah.
Bulli.
Have we got the
They actually
figure?
referred to it as a powered waterfront campsite.
Oh,
And the rates start.
Wait.
from-
Let's guess.
Let's guess.
I'm going to say, is it a weekly rate or a daily rate?
This is advertised per night.
Per
Oh,
night?
okay.
Starting from.
I'm
so
going to
this is
say
the-
$95.
so
Okay,
that lady in Bundaberg's about $45 a night.
Yeah.
I was going to say about $100 a night.
I'm going to go 95.
Oh,
That's
is
what
she
Ben just
kidding
said.
herself?
What?
That's
just
exactly
said
what I
95.
just
I wasn't
said.
listening.
The website that I'm looking at is Wollongong Surf Leisure Resort.
I'll go
and their
80.
rates are starting from $51 a night.
Well, Bundaberg,
But starting from, that's got to be like the bottom
That's the
package.
back.
Yeah,
that's the
that
back.
must not include
That's
a lot.
towards-
That's the one on the creek.
Yeah.
Not the
not
beach.
Waterfront Creek site.
I feel like if you went for like how do they price it? Do they price it based on usage as well?
All inclusive.
Right, so it's unlimited electricity.
I reckon
Yeah.
you should-
Well, there's no like meters on it. There's just dead set.
So when they
it's a block of dirt with a pole there and a PowerPoint.
If I lived
So
in
when
Lake
there's-
Parade,
okay,
I'd
so-
pay for the site for the night, plug all my whole house up
Go
to
and
it.
charge a Tesla.
Yeah, right. Okay. Anyway, let's move on.
Mm.
Because it's depressing. Let's move on.
New home approvals in the broader Illawarra Shoalhaven region remain too low to meet long-term housing targets, which we've got a whole episode on this. As of May 2025, only about 2,039 new homes had been approved, far below the 5-year target of 18,800.
I'd be interested to see how
So
far
over
are
5
we?
years, they want 18,500.
And we've only gotten
to
2,039
Is that for this whole year?
So we're-
as of May 2025. So say we
Okay.
double
We're
it.
just over 10%.
Yeah.
That's well off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah. And that only is.
So that'll take you to what, 4,000 for the year?
We need
Oh,
Stephen to
if you
step up
doubled
and
that.
design some more dwellings.
Oh, so it is on track then. If you got 2,000 to Maine, you double it's 4,000 per year. That's 20,000 over 5 years. So we are on track.
They're saying it's far below the data. Well, I guess they're only collecting data as of May, and we're only guessing it's doubled. So
We'd have to double. I reckon
have
we
to
double.
fact check
That'd be
it.
a good one to double check.
yeah, Macaulay, can you fact check how many new dwellings have been
have been built.
approved as of the whole of 2025?
What are we talking, Illawarra region or Wollongong Greater?
Illawarra region, Shoalhaven region, Illawarra Shoalhaven region. So that's the
Illawarra,
whole lot.
Well, you're going to get a lot more out there with the new estates.
Yeah,
Anyway.
exactly right.
Ongoing undersupply combined with strong demand is the reason for upward pressure on prices.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Which doesn't take
Usually
a
is.
scientist to
To work that one
work
out,
that
eh?
one out, eh? Yeah.
What does that mean for 2025, Mads?
It means that for sellers and homeowners, this remains a strong seller's market, especially for well-maintained homes in desirable suburbs.
100%.
Limited listings and higher demand mean good potential for capital gains. For buyers, competition is fierce. If you see a property that fits your criteria, moving quickly with your finances ready, give Christian a call. Pre-approval, get your deposit ready. It's important.
Make an offer.
Great.
Make an
clubs.
offer. No probs.
Yeah.
Lofa Finance. That's where you can find them.
Definitely people are getting deals wrapped up quicker, and it's a lot more appealing to a vendor this time of year if you can
Make it snappy.
come in, quick offer,
Yeah.
ready to settle early.
They want the headache done before Christmas.
Exactly right.
Yeah, might even
sorted.
snag a bargain.
Have you got the answer? Is that why you're looking at us? Okay, never mind.
Nope. Okay, we can't find it. For renters or those seeking affordable housing, the shortage of rentals and rising rents suggest affordability pressures will grow. Long-term renters may face difficulties in finding suburban stock.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
Love to hear that.
Yeah,
I think that's on par, really, because a lot of people are paying under market rent.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, you've got maybe those landlords are in a position to sell and that rent is not realistic.
realistic, exactly right.
And then it's hard for that person trying to find another property. And obviously, then they're not going to stay where they are if the rent's going to be almost doubled.
Speaking to my property management team today, they've already leased out 80% of their stock before it's become vacant
Yeah, wow.
to existing tenants of ours or within, our broader portfolio within the office. I doubt we will have bar one or two any vacant properties
Over
prior to
Christmas.
Christmas.
Good for your landlords.
Very good for our landlords. For investors, units appear to offer better value relative to houses. Yields might compress as prices rise. Tight rental supply could mean stable demand, but rising property costs could affect yield potential. Again,
I think demand is always higher in units more because it's a lower price
yeah,
point.
and they're
Lower price
closer
point,
to
you're
those
always gonna
uni,
have,
hospital,
yeah,
those
even
areas.
a lot of mum and dad investors will generally buy a unit or a townhouse first up. It's not generally a house these days,
Yep.
in my opinion.
Yep. Even your second and third properties usually looking at
Exactly
units,
right.
bigger units now opposed
Yeah.
to a house.
Lower outlay.
Yeah.
Top 5 most expensive streets. This one was fun.
This one was fun. I struck an article yesterday
We
that
have a top 5 expensive.
being a Woo
streets.
Town girl,
Those blue chip streets.
Yeah.
Those not. I was going to say overpriced, but no, they're not. Like the
They're
products.
beautiful.
The products that are on these streets are sensational.
Overpricing is a myth. The market tells you what it's worth.
exactly right.
exactly.
I wish put it on a t-shirt.
We had
can't
a
put
few
everything we
t-shirts
say
from
on a
last
t-shirt.
time.
We should
Yeah.
make everything into a t-shirt. That could be one for your app. What are we putting on a t-shirt?
Put that on a t-shirt. Make everything into a t-shirt.
Yeah.
It's on a t-shirt.
Yeah. Good one. Beach Drive, Woonona. Carrabba Street,
No
Woonona.
No surprises there.
Pacific Avenue, Werry Beach.
Where beach?
I don't even know where it is.
Down south.
Don't even know where.
I
it is.
guess that's where I could have
Don't even know
guessed it
where
was.
it is.
Lawrence Hargrave Drive, Ostomy.
Big
Yeah.
street, that one.
Big Street. Blackett Street, North Wollongong. That one wasn't interesting to me. It would spark
That's
me.
crazy.
I actually didn't find the property on Blackett Street, but to go back to a couple of them, I found 64
is this
the
measured-
highest sales.
Oh, this is based on the highest individual sale. Is
No, not one,
it's
just
majority.
majority.
Like,
Yeah.
it an average or
on
is
a-
it?
No.
I don't really know.
I just found the standout on a couple of them.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
being 64 Lawrence Hargrave Drive, Ostomy, which sold this year for 4.8.
Huge.
18 Carrabba, 4.65. That was a really nice property, actually.
Decent.
And then 26 A Beach Drive, 2.85. That was a nice one too. That was relatively a bit smaller than the other two I just mentioned, but it got a really good price.
Blackett Street is a beautiful street. Definitely one of my faves just there at the
I wouldn't
Novotel.
have picked it though. Like it's
I
not,
wouldn't have
it's
picked it
not
as
the Blue
well. It was
Mile.
quite little
Like, it's
pocket.
not.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what it probably is. That's around the corner from my place,
Yeah.
right? That street, in terms of concentration of houses versus apartments, in terms of North Wollongong, it's almost entirely apartments. To find a
Apartments,
house
yeah.
in North Wollongong is extremely rare. Whereas Blackett Street has a decent concentration compared to other streets in the area.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why.
One of my closest
And
friends grew
it's-
up on Blackett Street in a house, which is now the house no longer exists anymore. But it was excellent
There's
street.
still, am I going crazy? There is quite a few houses on Blackett
Well, it
Street,
wraps
though.
around to
Yeah.
Pleasant.
Yeah.
So, and there still definitely is a mix, but it's still,
It'd be
it is
majority
predominantly.
unit blocks. And if people are buying houses, they're trying to buy 2 or 3 of them to
Yeah.
put. There are a couple
Yeah.
of new developments coming up.
Well, that's
there.
why prices are probably so high in that street, because developers are paying a premium to get a few together to then put a
Banking.
land banking.
It would be interesting to see the areas that have the least amount of sales
Oh,
because they have happy residents.
mm.
There would be some streets around these blue chip areas that do
I
not
feel
sell.
like the
That's a
estates
hard
in
metric,
Woonona
isn't it
are
also?
very tightly held, like Charlotte Harrison and the other estate.
Oh, the Pioneer Beach estate. There's lucky to be a listing in a year.
A year,
Yeah.
it's very tightly held.
Yeah.
Like that, I would say that's one that I do not see.
Did I read correctly somewhere that I don't know if it's that estate or one of the other estates in that area? You actually have to get approval from the estate management, whatever.
It has to
actually
be-
buy. Like you can't just buy there. You have to
to
actually,
build, it has to be. I don't know if the covenant is caveat.
even
It's
to buy,
passed
like,
in
it's
the Pioneer Beach estate. To purchase in
Yeah,
the
like
block.
Oh.
in the,
something about the association is like similar to like an American
Is it
HOA.
community title?
I don't know. I remember reading somewhere once that one of these estates you
That's
had to actually
interesting.
like get approval to be able to buy into it. Like you can just buy.
It's like Monaco.
Yeah,
It's like, show us your bank account before you buy.
I haven't heard of
I'll
that.
show you mine.
I don't
But
know. We might do some
I
more
think what
research
you were
on that.
referring to, I think
Is the
that ran out a
Federation-
couple of years ago
Yeah.
because there's a lot of that have taken over a rented.
Interesting take, Federation on the beach.
25 years ago, it was a good idea, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. Troy, my dad, was involved, and I'm going to ask him a few questions when I get home because it's very random.
Oh, is it
Going
trouble?
back to Stephen, is it modern?
No.
Yeah.
It's aged.
But all the houses are still standing. They're still there, like Federation tickle.
Yeah.
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 Tickle.
Oh, look, a lot of them have kept the
Yeah.
characteristics of it.
I guess the
whatever.
houses are so
I feel like
expensive
a
down
lot
there,
of
you
them
can't
are
afford to
renovated,
change
though.
it.
Whatever
Yeah.
tickles your pickle.
Yeah, but it's the people that have owned them the whole time, generally.
Exactly right.
I reckon if you looked at turnover in those streets, it would be
It's very low.
Oof.
All right,
they're
what else?
dying in there.
Yeah.
We
What
got
else?
massive
Suburbs with the
tangents.
strongest growth in 2025. Mads, I picked up one that you didn't have.
Tarrawanna.
20%.
But
20%.
that was in a month. It wasn't over the whole year.
I searched it over the whole year, growth in
Oh,
2025, because
fuck
there
my
hasn't
stats.
been that many sales. Think about a couple of the ones on Meadow Street.
I know, huge.
Yeah.
Huge. I think it was just those two that honestly skyrocketed it.
Yeah, but there was only.
Do the
did I
prices
have-
get more expensive the closer you are to the Tarrawanna Bluey's home ground? Is that
Maybe.
We can't confirm
Maybe,
nor
but
deny.
That may add value. I think
Con-
when I was
confrontation?
looking at it, I'm just plucking a figure out.
I'm McCarthy with that one.
The amount of houses sold in Tarrawanna in 2025 was sat below 40. So
Mm.
when you have a couple of big outliers like that, it will
It
drag
really
it up.
skyrocketed. And Tarrawanna is a very small burb.
Exactly right. So there's not many to compare with. But back to your ones, Kembla Grange.
Kembla Grange,
10% growth.
yeah, 10.8%. Coonawarra,
Yep.
7.7.
Would pick that growth area like it is in
Big
that.
blocks.
It's in that lower priced
Yeah.
bracket. So you're going to pay.
People have room to move when they are buying out there.
Exactly
We're looking
right.
at your list. The top performing suburbs all revolve around affordability. They're all
Exactly.
They're all
Yep. Well, that's
typically-
actually my next, after this one, I have listed the most affordable ones that are seeing growth and will
Mhm.
continue to grow into 2026. They are predicting Kirraville,
Yep.
7.3.
I can see that.
Dapto, 8.8.
Dapto's
Yes,
always growing.
I don't know if I'd call Kirraville affordable though.
I definitely don't think.
I think it'd be more from a unit or townhouse perspective.
Sorry, I'm not talking here that this is the affordable one.
Okay,
This is
Sorry.
This is just
Sorry, this is
suburbs with
just-
the strongest, some of the strongest.
Yeah,
growth.
sorry. And 7.8% is Fesmes.
I went the other end. I went some of the blue chip suburbs and to see what they had grown. East Corrimal 0.5%.
Yes.
Sorry, what was that?
East Corrimal
Oh,
0.5%.
Yeah.
That's
Not
because
much.
that's because
Not
you've had a
much.
high concentration of units being done there in recent years, and you've got the works looming over everybody. So it's going to be a massive
They're
impact.
still pull huge
Corrimal
prices,
with the
but I think
works,
that they're
but I
being
think a lot of the
stagnant.
prices they went very high 12 to 18 months ago.
And now they're
just not-
consistent with
They're
that.
not growing from that
You think
perspective.
they had their own little mini bubble.
Well, I think when you've got Woonona as an example, the next one, it's actually dropped 2.46%.
Had to.
Would you think that going through and seeing
No.
some of the record prices reaching? No, but probably a little bit of a mini bubble in the sense that, 2 years ago you're paying premium
Or
and
is
it has dropped from that.
Or is it a case of that we have finally hit the point where it's no longer you get to a certain point with growth in these kind of suburbs where
Well,
people just can't afford it anymore.
I think
And you
I
hit,
think
you
it's
hit a
sort
point
of
where the
getting there.
demand just completely dies because the majority of people just kind of
Walk away.
people have just been priced out.
I think East
Surrender.
Corrimal and Woonona over the last 5 years, probably maybe a little bit less, maybe 3 years even, were
Yeah.
really high development areas in the sense that anything that had the frontage was being picked up for a duplex. So people were paying a bit more of a premium for that. And obviously one person does it
Grab
and other people are going to do
Yeah.
it. East Corrimal's the same.
Mhm.
It hasn't really hit the peaks that Woonona did, but same setup. And then Thirroul down 4.17%, which
No
same
mention
thing.
of Bulli. Interesting.
I didn't put Bulli in, but I think it was hovering just over the
But
positive.
it also goes back a
Wasn't
little bit
massive
to a
amount.
theory I think I outlaid earlier in the year. It started, the price hikes started out north. You got your Ostermere, your Coaldale, and then, Thirroul.
Yep.
Bulli had its turn. East Woonona's had its turn, sorry. And then East Corrimal. So it's
Yep.
really working its way.
South.
It always does.
They're
Yeah.
trying. It's coastal
Yeah.
area. South.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, Wollongong is the Illawarra in general is a region that you can't go east, you can't go west. You got the ocean one side, Mount. I said this before.
Taroji's one that
You
I
can only go north
always,
to south.
yeah.
And the north is the most desirable because it's on the beach, nice location, and the closest proximity to Sydney. So the further south you go, the less desirable the location becomes. And
Yeah.
at the end of
Until
the day,
you pick
when
up at
people
Shell
get
Cove
priced,
again.
well, it will get there. We're on the way.
We were looking at blocks today in
yeah,
Shell
on my
Cove,
notes.
and what are they asking, Benny? About $3 million for a
Something
block
like
in the
that.
marina?
About 3 mil. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
Where was?
Anyway.
Sorry, I had some other ones. I think I've lost a page. Anyway, I had a little question for you, Bo. How many units sold in the 2500 postcode this year?
Including off plan.
520.
Is it
all sold listings? Off plan, established, just sold in the calendar year. A 520, B 615, C 705, D 820.
I'd be inclined to say it's D.
I'd say too, 820.
You would both be wrong. B 615.
Okay,
Right.
there you go.
I just
Thanks
found
for that
as a little
trivia, Ben. That was
interesting
really
bit of- as I
insightful.
was doing my research,
Yeah.
And I made a
God,
funny
you're a
joke
boy.
about something else, but I can't find it. So if we touch on it later on.
Yeah. You had to write your funny joke down. It must have been that good.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Suburbs gaining momentum, demand, or
There it is.
otherwise noteworthy. So I don't know if I would agree with all of these, but again, apparently I'm not the expert.
You said that.
I don't know, the cereal box real estate agents on, apparently we all are.
What to say? You
As
throw,
per the Mercury comments.
the way you said that, I was like, will you say that?
Do you know what? Yeah, you did, and you should feel bad about it. I'm going to make you feel bad. Port Kembla. I would say over the last 2 years, I would say it's definitely taken traction. I wouldn't say that it's gaining momentum now. I would say that Port Kembla's had its little.
No, it's over the hill.
I'd probably say it's gaining
It's over there.
It's
demand.
over Hill 60.
That was so bad.
Okay.
I'd probably
Was
say
that the
it's grown,
joke you wrote down?
it's grown. It's
Sure
grown
not.
demand. No, it's not. No, I wrote down.
But I'm saying Port Kembla's one of those rare exceptions that wasn't a northern suburb that had a bit of a boom, and I think it's probably on the down.
Yeah.
I think
Well,
so.
it's saying it's gaining momentum. So that's what I mean. There's a few here that I wouldn't agree with.
Port Kembla's already pretty crazy expensive. though.
Yeah, I
It's
agree.
not. That's one of
Or
the-
otherwise noteworthy.
Okay, so maybe that was a noteworthy one. Good
Potentially.
pick up, Ben. Albion Park.
Still gaining demand and momentum.
Yeah, with Macquarie Pass corridor. You
Calderwood,
love corridor.
know?
Love the corridor.
Calderwood is the corridor. That was what I made a joke about, actually.
Yeah.
the-
Oh, go. Okay, what was your joke?
I forgot. Where is it?
something about
It was on the
Woolies.
note.
It has to be
It
something
was.
about the Woolies or the
All
tavern.
right, you can read me like a book. I put Calderwood, 163 houses sold in the calendar year thus far. 945K average price. Still no Woolworths.
I was about to say zero Woolworths.
Oh,
Read it
that
like
was
a
good,
book.
Ben. That
It's
was
just Spotify wrapped.
Here's
There's your
wrap.
Calderwood wrapped. No
Yeah.
Woolies. Corrimal. I would agree. A lot of young families still can afford in Corrimal.
I think your median's hovering around 1.1, 1.2
Yeah,
for a house.
Safe, steady growth, suburb with good rental demand, local amenities, and solid value growth potential. Good schools. Got good schools. We got a Woolies.
Yep.
There's a start.
Very good rental demand. I think any house in Corrimal, units, townhouses, like any unit on Underwood Street
think
is
that
leased.
we also don't
very
have very
quickly.
high redevelopment here in Corrimal yet. I think people are still sitting on their
I don't think the return is on this side
No.
of
So I think
Memorial.
that's saying that we can still
It's
have
an affordable
it's
part.
affordable.
Yeah.
The houses aren't crazy flash in some areas. Obviously, we've got pockets of it.
Yeah.
So people can still afford a tidy family home on a decent block.
It's in that good little pocket. Like
Yeah.
you go to Russellville, you're
So
starting to get
demand
that.
and momentum's
You're getting a
definitely
lot
there
more
for Coromon.
pricey, and then Woonona as well. But you go a bit further south, you
Yeah.
might pick up a bargain in like Fernhill.
That's it. Unanderra.
Good old Darra.
Good old Derra.
Bang.
Increasingly popular for affordability, proximity to amenities, and drawing interest for both buyers and investors.
As of today, one less gum.
Oh, it took down the fence. No, did it
No,
take
we
down?
took it down.
Oh, you took it down?
We had the tree guy did.
Oh, beautiful. Congratulations to Unanderra. No, I like gum trees there. Beautiful trees.
This thing was half a gum tree because half of it fell through the back fence, apparently.
Oh,
They told us.
nice.
Anyway.
Ben, do you want to talk about some fun and quirky observations in the property market for 2025?
Suburbs once perceived as affordable have had some of the strongest growth. Berkeley, Unanderra, Warrawong. Warrawong, I would say I've seen some pretty decent sales come from. Unanderra, I still feel is slept on. And Berkeley, the same thing. I actually had a family member buy in Berkeley, and it was quite hard to get something. They were looking for a long period of time.
It's on the water. I just kind of feel like it's one of those suburbs that is eventually going to have its...
Yeah, it's going to grow.
It's going to have its time.
But it's slowly growing. Like in the last 2 years, I don't remember seeing anything in Berkeley for 900,000. Now it's like that's entry.
Yeah. Even Lake Heights are pulling like some
some huge prices.
Mega prices.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good yields, tight rental market. Yeah, definitely would agree with that. The Illawarra is a rare case of regional area offering both yield and capital growth. I would agree less with that statement, like especially northern suburbs. No, I just mean in the sense that from a rental yield perspective, if you're looking any further north of Wollongong, the return doesn't stack up. Like everything's going to be around 3%.
Yeah.
Really, unless you're finding an outlier.
Put it in the bank.
Exactly right. Put it in the bank. You've got less stress. You don't have to deal with agents
and tenants with 4 dogs.
Really, realistically though, it'd be because north of town you have a much lower concentration of units, and units are typically what get you the higher yield.
Yeah.
So if you're looking at rental returns in areas where it's a high concentration of houses, you're not going to have a high average rental yield.
Exactly right.
Doesn't mean there aren't high yield returns in those areas, but it's averaged out across houses and units, which is more houses. Is going to drag down that yield.
100%. Following on from that, houses always lead capital growth, but units are slowly catching up with small people with a smaller budget, is in regards to a percentage aspect of it.
Even that, really?
And they're going off the stats Matt's put down, I think obviously houses you're going to have a lot more capital growth, but from a percentage wise, it's slowly getting there. I think the average across the Illawarra, what we were talking about before, was 8% for a house. I think units have always been lower, but even at 6%, it's still growing.
Yeah, but catching up.
It's catching.
It's crazy.
Catching. It's not getting there.
I'm not.
It's not. I don't think it's ever going to be the same.
I haven't looked up the stats. I'm not disputing the stats. I'm just saying it's just surprised me. That's all.
Fair. Low supply, high demand equals fast sales. I would agree with that. Days on market haven't really risen or dropped. I personally would say this year. I think it's sort of continued on relatively constant. I don't think there's been a draw. Like definitely more demand out there, but there's probably been the same amount of supply throughout the last 12 months.
Correct.
Growth suburbs now include coastal fringe and once outskirts. Not just central Wollongong. This signals a broadening of areas that are considered solid investments or good lifestyle moves. Have we got those suburbs?
No, I didn't. I was busy.
I feel like a lot of those suburbs we know about. Fig Tree being slightly on the edge of town.
Even Mount Kembla. William James Drive was, I think, one of the 6 most expensive streets after Blackett. I think it was William James Drive.
Really?
In Mount Kembla, which is definitely an outskirt suburb. Yeah. Mount Kembla.
Very unique little spot though, Mount Kembla. Like you're still getting big blocks and
I grew up in
heritage style homes. You grew up everywhere in the Illawarra.
Pick somewhere. You kind of grow up everywhere.
You can. If you're living there for 2 years plus in each suburb, you can say you grew up a little bit there. Got 2 birthdays.
True. So prediction-wise from you, Mads, what's the next 12 months looking like?
if we're tying in with what Christians had to say, I think things will stay very similar to what they have been this year. Copy and paste it into next year.
You don't think it'll be stronger? I was saying I think it'll be stronger.
I would love to say it. I don't want to put money on it.
I think this year's been relatively subdued in terms of.
I completely agree. I think
I think we're still on
But I
track.
can't see any reason as to why there would be maybe like a 5%.
I think next year,
5 to 6%.
I think it's sort of held off. When they've released this game, I think we haven't felt the full effect because it has been into Christmas. So I feel, I personally
You think we'll see it next year?
I reckon we're going to get a rise early next year, but I don't think it's going to worry anyone.
I think it's also a case of market expectations. I think the market's been subdued this year because people have been waiting with bated breath for more rate cuts and affordability.
Now
that
they know. Yeah.
And
they've been sitting tight.
They were waiting end of last year for it.
I think it's a case of pent-up demand.
Yeah.
And obviously pent-up demand combined with still nowhere near enough supply. I read a stat somewhere, I don't know if you guys I was talking to somebody earlier, a stat saying that housing supply currently at the moment is in line with where it should have been in 2012.
I know where you read that.
That's scary.
Yeah, it was something you sent me. I can't remember.
No. It was an email from our future guest coming on in January on one of his LinkedIn
that's right.
posts.
It was.
Ah.
That's absurd. And
scary.
you combine that with the fact that we've had all this pent-up demand, which has now been released in one form of it is the new government scheme. But everything else too, I think it's going to be a very different 2026 to what we had this year.
Yeah.
I think the first 3 months are going to be a bit scary from a property perspective. I think the
I'm looking
demand
forward to seeing where it goes.
is going to be extremely high early on. I think a lot of people are going to come out after Christmas and say, I'm buying something this year. And it's going to create a lot
New year, new me.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to drive the prices up 10%, but I just think
I think that we're going to see a 5 to 6% growth.
Probably over the year, yes. I would agree with that.
Didn't you say we had 8% this year?
Yeah, I just don't, I don't know. I guess I'm looking at it Australia-wide right now when I say.
I would say from a Wollongong perspective, I don't think the growth amount will change that much, but I just think there will be a lot of competition in the early part of the year. Winter will traditionally always quiet down.
Yeah.
But I think the first 3 months in particular are going to be very
Great.
full on.
Okay.
It's to scare everyone, you know.
Thanks for getting the crystal ball out, Ben.
Just as a guess.
Just as a guess.
Yep.
I found some funny headlines, property headlines, Mercury headlines.
I'm nervous as to where she's going with.
No, just thought just a bit like, I guess, a bit banterish. For move south, it's cheaper, not anymore. I don't know. I just thought it was interesting the things that they comment on.
It's such a shit headline. Like, it is still cheaper significantly than the northern suburbs.
Woonona, quiet surf suburb, not anymore. Think Illawarra's Byron Bay.
I like that.
I don't agree with that though.
Don't agree with that? After the record sales that we just spoke about?
Woonona though.
Of 4
if you had
million
to
and
pick
5
what
million.
Byron Bay is, that's like Osimir or Bulli.
Maybe they're thinking it's Watergoes. Maybe they think Watergoes.
I know you said they're funny headlines. I'm not saying they're.
No,
like
you know what? We should have done this as a true or false. We should have done this as a true or false, whether you agree with it or not. Sorry, not true or false.
I like that one. Locals joke. If you bought in Berkeley 5 years ago, you're basically
a
genius investor
now. Yeah.
That's always the way with any investment, though.
Kembla Grange. Who knew the racing track neighbourhood would outpace coastal hotspots?
Yeah. Well, what do you expect? It's a new estate. You know what I mean? Like, who's riding this?
It's got nothing to do with the racetrack.
No.
A landlord lists a property. 40 inquiries, 12 applications, gone in days.
Yep. That's been the same for the last 5 years.
Longer even.
Days on market is becoming week on market.
Yeah, I'll cop that.
Yeah.
Is that saying... I don't understand what that's trying to say. Is it saying it's taking longer? Or
no, so we say days on market.
Yeah.
So that
Now
could be
becoming
30, 80, 120. They're saying you should just call it now week on market. That's what they were going with it. It probably wasn't the best choice of words.
It's headlines.
Coastal lifestyle plus Sydney salaries equal smart move.
Yep. We were getting that in COVID, I guess. Everyone moving down.
Then they had an article on Dapto, Coonawarra, Port Kembla and Albion Park and the shifting of the Golden Circle.
Oh, it's
What the fuck
widening.
does that even mean?
I don't know.
Golden
So I
Circle.
thought they were going
Golden
somewhere with
Circle,
it.
I think, being
It's one of those cases like, oh, he thought he cooked. Yeah.
Yeah, he thought he cooked. Yeah, he cooked something.
Nobody's cooked yet.
I had a quick question. What was a highlight listing in the Illawarra that you can think of the year?
No, you put me on the spot here. Can you think of one?
I've got mine.
Particularly.
Hey,
Not particularly, no.
no. Property that you looked at, that you liked, that you thought was really cool.
Or a great price or a crazy
Sold.
price. Anything that struck you?
Nothing that comes to mind. You put me on the spot here.
I've got one.
You're going to say Villa Carla,
I
right?
think we have to talk about Villa Carla.
Yeah, right. Go
6
on.
agents, $3 million price drop.
Me and Christina had laughed about that on a few occasions,
Yeah,
actually.
like I think it was like it has to be something that everyone looked at. It was in the Mercury multiple times. It's something that was definitely. I clearly talked about the Mercury as if it's Bible in this episode. It's definitely one that was very hyped up, a listing that everyone spoke about. Every real estate agent had their eye on. Is it going to go? What's it going to go for? Very unique property.
Well, that's the problem. It's just the saleability on a property like that is so low.
But
Like,
it sold
such a niche
finally
property.
after years on market.
Yeah, but for millions less than what it was.
I know,
wanted.
but still, I think it's still a standout.
I think that
Intriguing.
if anything,
property.
there's a valuable lesson in that is you buy properties like that, which are so niche and have such a low target denomination, you're going to have problems selling it.
I think still
always.
7 million in Balgownie is incredible.
Yeah, 100%.
It's huge.
Huge.
Like 7 million's even.
Valley's incredible. Valley deserves more houses like that.
Valley Ranger.
7 mil should be the median house price in Valley, really. Macaulay's a Valley boy through and through. So
What about that one in Port Kembla?
Dover's Crescent.
The big one was.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
the
that one's
the one at
not
the top on the hill.
sold.
listed.
We did talk about that one today, Benny and I.
That one's
Dover's.
been listed for a while now too.
It has
hasn't
been listed for a while. It's definitely a unique property. Been sitting there a while. Like we said, it's going to take someone with a lot of money that wants to be in that location to take the cake. But
got one
again,
of those
something's
things.
only worth what someone's going to pay for it.
I think
So
that we're not there yet. Like if you're spending 7 mil, you're going to spend 7 mil
in
elsewhere.
Valley,
You know what I mean?
in Valley
So
at Villa Carla.
we'll get there, just not yet.
Good input.
There you go, Benny.
I was Googling to see. I was more looking from a massive redevelopment perspective, but everything seems to be in the last 2 years.
There was one a caravan site in Kiama that was massive caravan site that was purchased by not that it's property, but it's land value. Purchased by a couple of investors, and that was quite a large sale price. Can't remember off the top of my head, but that
Okay.
was one that struck me a little bit.
My mind instantly went to the Wind Grand site. But that
Okay.
was 2024. That was end of
Oh,
2024.
that was in last year's wrap. Move on.
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
Joking.
Brutal.
Trying to think of one off the top of my head now. How am I going to compare to 7 million? Like, arguably I think it was like top 5 sales in the Illawarra.
Yeah.
I'm now thinking of the other end of the scale, like one of the cheapest ones, but no, I can't think of anything. And I'm not going to be a wanker and just say one of my own listings.
I know a listing of mine that would be, I think, the lowest. Oh no, yeah, I know the lowest sale price. Actually, it was Sweet in Warilla. Barnbarn Stapto. Oh God, don't even know the street. That's pretty poor. But it was a tiny, I think 60 square meter office suite. I think it's 250,000.
Perfect. Oh, the upstairs one. I remember. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's I think an office space that Daniel from Convey, one of our guests, I think he works from there sometimes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that was probably one of my cheapest listings.
Cheapest listings.
Yeah.
Well done.
Cool.
Ciao.
On that note,
I'm running out of words.
on that note, if you're
Oh,
listening,
it's been like an hour. I think we really
if
need to
we're
wrap this
uploading
the
this
fuck
on the
up.
30th of December,
Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year. Big thank you to everyone
Yeah,
that's
we should
listened
have
in
done that.
2025. We really
Yeah.
appreciate all your support.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's been a pretty full-on year for us, and we appreciate all the support that we've gotten because there has been a lot.
Yes.
We have big plans for 2026. We want to keep doing this. We're still here. We haven't dropped off yet. We want to keep going. We want to do more. We want to grow. So hopefully you all stay with us through 2026. Continue to support us because we do have some pretty exciting things planned and coming
Yes.
on the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to be a guest, let us know.
Yeah,
We're always
reach out
open
to
to
us.
ideas. We love speaking to locals and learning more about stuff.
Even if it's not specifically
I wanna
property
grow
related.
something.
We also love it when people bring up the podcast to us. I've
Exactly
had so
right.
many people mention it to me and bring it up. People that I never
Gives you a
dreamed
nice
would.
little warm feeling and go, hey,
Yeah.
I'm actually doing something.
It's nice.
cool.
It's sort of, I don't know.
Reassuring.
You get really stuck and bogged down looking at metrics and numbers, and they don't always paint a story.
No.
At the end of the day, it's a lot more meaningful when someone comes to you and says, I listened to your podcast. I love it. You guys are hilarious.
Even if you don't
It's
listen, just say it to us.
Yeah, make us feel good. Slide in the DMs, give us a bit of abuse. You know.
great.
We're
Yeah.
over 1,000 followers on Instagram.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Pretty
Yes,
huge.
we cracked 1K.
We're doing okay, I
Yep.
think. And we want to do more. We're not content with where we're at. We want to keep pushing. We want to do better. So,
Feedback's
goal-
always good.
yeah. And not just quantity wise, quality. We want to give you guys better quality content. Which
100%.
I feel like we have, if we were looking at goals that we had as creators, I think we definitely improved on that front, I think.
Definitely.
And obviously, we want to keep improving that. So
Yep.
stick with us.
We're getting
Bear
there.
with us. We're
Yeah.
growing. We're getting better every time.
We're learning.
And we appreciate your support along the way.
Yeah. To everyone who is listening, if it is after Christmas when you're listening to this, hope you had a wonderful Merry Christmas.
Happy
Um,
Hanukkah.
Happy
Happy New
Hanukkah.
Year.
Happy New Year. Whatever holiday you celebrate, may it be wonderful and joyful.
And if you don't celebrate a holiday, just relax. And
Hopefully you
have a
spend
drink.
time with the fam.
Have a drink.
Yeah.
And we'll hopefully see you guys in the new year.
Thank you very much, and ciao.
Ciao.
Ciao. Everything presented in this podcast is for information and entertainment purposes only, and all advice is to be considered general in nature. It does not take into account your personal circumstances and financial objectives. Please consider if this advice is right for you and look to consult a financial professional.